Spain, a country of vibrant culture, stunning landscapes, and a history as complex as it is captivating. From the snow-capped peaks of the Pyrenees to the sun-drenched beaches of the Mediterranean, Spain bears the imprint of countless civilizations. Our journey will take us from the earliest settlers to the modern day, traversing the annals of time to uncover the defining moments that have shaped this remarkable country. We will delve into the rise and fall of empires, witness the clash of civilizations, and celebrate the enduring spirit of the Spanish people. Prepare to be transported to sun-drenched battlefields where empires clashed, and to opulent palaces where history was made. Our story begins in a time before history was written, a time when Spain was inhabited by a people known as the Iberians. These enigmatic people, whose origins remain shrouded in the mists of time, were scattered across the Iberian Peninsula. They lived in small settlements, their lives intertwined with the rhythms of nature. The Iberians were skilled metal workers, renowned for their intricate jewelry and weaponry. They were also adept farmers, cultivating the fertile lands along the Mediterranean coast and the river valleys. Their distinct pottery, adorned with geometric patterns and animal motifs, provides us with glimpses into their beliefs and rituals. The tranquility of the Iberian Peninsula was shattered in the 6th century BC with the arrival of the Phoenicians, master seafarers from the eastern Mediterranean. Driven by a thirst for trade, they established trading posts along the coast, bringing with them their alphabet, their gods, and their love of commerce. The Phoenicians were followed by the Greeks, who established their own colonies, drawn by the region's fertile lands and abundant mineral wealth. But it was the Romans who would leave the most lasting legacy on Spain. The Roman Empire, vast and powerful, left an enduring legacy on Spain. For centuries, the peninsula thrived under Roman rule. Magnificent cities like Tarraco, which is modern-day Tarragona, and Emerita Augusta, now known as Merida, rose as testaments to Roman engineering and grandeur. Roman influence touched every aspect of life. Iberian farmers adopted Roman agricultural techniques, cultivating olives and grapes that would become staples of Spanish cuisine. Roman law and administration provided a framework for governance that would shape Spain for centuries to come. The Visigothic reign, though significant, would be relatively short-lived in the grand scheme of Spanish history. In the 8th century AD, a new force arrived on the Iberian Peninsula, the armies of Islam. Sweeping northwards from North Africa, they conquered most of the peninsula with remarkable speed. These were not simply conquerors, however. They were builders and scholars, bringing with them the vibrant culture and learning of the Islamic Golden Age. The arrival of Islam transformed Spain. Cities like Cordoba, Toledo, and Granada became centers of Islamic learning, renowned for their libraries, mosques, and palaces. The Islamic rulers, known as Moors, were tolerant of other faiths, and under their rule a unique culture flourished, a blend of Islamic, Christian, and Jewish traditions. This period saw the construction of architectural marvels such as the Great Mosque of Cordoba, a testament to the sophistication and artistry of Moorish civilization. Even as the Islamic conquest swept across Spain, pockets of resistance remained. In the north, nestled amongst the rugged mountains of Asturias, a small Christian kingdom emerged, determined to hold back the tide of Islam. This kingdom, led by the Visigothic nobleman Pelayo, would become a beacon of hope for those who yearned for a return to Christian rule. From these humble beginnings, the Reconquista, the centuries-long struggle to reclaim the Iberian Peninsula for Christendom, began. Over the next few hundred years, the Christian kingdoms of the north slowly pushed southwards, reclaiming land from the Moors. They fought not as a unified force, but as separate kingdoms, often vying for power amongst themselves. Despite their internal conflicts, the Christian kingdoms shared a common goal: the expulsion of the Moors. The tide began to turn decisively in the 11th century. The Islamic Caliphate of Cordoba, weakened by internal strife, fragmented into smaller, weaker kingdoms known as taifas. This presented a golden opportunity for the Christian kingdoms of the north who, emboldened by their growing strength, pressed their advantage. The capture of Toledo in 1085 by Alfonso VI of Castile was a turning point in the Reconquista. A city of great strategic and symbolic importance, Toledo had been the capital of the Visigoths and a center of Islamic learning. Its fall sent shockwaves through the Islamic world and signaled the growing strength of the Christian kingdoms. As the Christian armies advanced, they brought with them their own language, laws, and customs. By the 13th century, the Reconquista had reached a pivotal stage. The Christian kingdoms had pushed the Moors south, confining them to a shrinking territory in the south known as the Emirate of Granada. In 1469, a momentous event took place that would change the course of Spanish history: the marriage of Ferdinand of Aragon and Isabella of Castile. This union, a strategic masterstroke, united the two most powerful kingdoms in Spain under one crown, paving the way for the creation of a unified Spanish kingdom. Ferdinand and Isabella, known as the Catholic monarchs, were ruthless and ambitious rulers. They completed the Reconquista in 1492 with the conquest of Granada, ending over 7 centuries of Islamic rule in Spain. The year 1492 was a pivotal one in Spanish history. With the Reconquista complete, Ferdinand and Isabella turned their attention westward towards the uncharted waters of the Atlantic. Into this world stepped a man named Christopher Columbus, a Genoese navigator with a bold vision to reach the Indies, the fabled lands of spices and riches, by sailing west across the Atlantic. His proposal, initially met with skepticism, eventually found favor with Queen Isabella, who saw in it an opportunity to spread Christianity and expand Spanish influence. The story of Columbus's voyages is well known. His landing in the Bahamas, which he mistakenly believed to be part of the Indies, marked the beginning of European colonization of the Americas. The Spanish conquest of the Americas was swift and brutal. Armed with superior weaponry and driven by an insatiable appetite for gold, the conquistadors toppled empires, subjugated native populations, and plundered the riches of the New World. The fall of the Aztec Empire in Mexico, led by Hernán Cortés, and the Inca Empire in Peru, conquered by Francisco Pizarro, are stark reminders of the destructive power of European colonialism. The influx of gold and silver from the Americas had a profound impact on Spain. It financed wars, fueled a burgeoning artistic and cultural renaissance, and transformed Spain into the most powerful empire in Europe. However, this newfound wealth came at a terrible human cost. While the conquistadors were busy carving out a Spanish empire in the Americas, the Spanish crown was consolidating its power in Europe. Under Charles I, who ruled Spain and the Holy Roman Empire, Spain reached the zenith of its power. His reign, which spanned the first half of the 16th century, was a time of almost constant warfare, as Spain battled rivals like France and the Ottoman Empire for control of Europe. Charles's son, Philip II, inherited a vast empire, stretching from the Americas to the Philippines. A devout Catholic, Philip saw himself as the defender of the faith and poured Spanish resources into a series of religious wars against Protestants in the Netherlands and England. The Spanish Inquisition, established in the late 15th century, played a key role in enforcing religious orthodoxy within Spain. Accused heretics, many of them Jews or Muslims who had converted to Christianity, faced torture, imprisonment, or death. In 1588, Philip II launched the Spanish Armada, a vast fleet of warships against England. The Armada's mission was to overthrow Queen Elizabeth I, a Protestant monarch who had supported Dutch rebels fighting against Spanish rule, and restore Catholicism to England. The fate of the Armada, however, was sealed by a combination of bad weather, superior English naval tactics, and sheer misfortune. The defeat of the Armada marked a turning point in Spanish history. It shattered the aura of Spanish invincibility and signaled the beginning of Spain's slow decline as a global power. The 18th century witnessed further decline for the Spanish Empire. The War of the Spanish Succession, which raged across Europe from 1701 to 1714, saw Spain lose its Italian and Dutch possessions. The Bourbon dynasty, which came to power in Spain at the end of the war, introduced a series of reforms aimed at modernizing the country and reviving its flagging economy. But these met with mixed success. Despite its decline, Spain left an enduring legacy on the world. Its language, culture, and traditions spread across the Americas, from Mexico to Argentina, shaping the identity of millions of people. The artistic and intellectual contributions of Spain's golden age continued to influence European thought and culture long after Spain's political power had waned. The Spanish Empire may have faded into history, but its impact on the world is undeniable. From the bustling cities of Latin America to the quiet villages of the Philippines, the legacy of Spain's imperial past is still very much alive. The 19th century dawned with Spain facing a world in flux. The Age of Enlightenment had swept across Europe, bringing with it new ideas about liberty, equality, and the rights of man. These ideas found fertile ground in Spain, where years of economic stagnation and political corruption had sown the seeds of discontent. Napoleon Bonaparte's invasion of Spain in 1808 unleashed a wave of nationalist fervor that would forever alter the country's destiny. The Spanish people, outraged by the French occupation, rose up in a bloody and protracted war for independence. This conflict, immortalized in Goya's haunting paintings, saw ordinary Spaniards take up arms against a powerful empire, ultimately contributing to Napoleon's downfall. The aftermath of the Napoleonic Wars left Spain deeply divided. Liberals, inspired by Enlightenment ideals, clashed with conservatives who sought to preserve the traditional order. This struggle between progress and tradition would define much of Spain's 19th century history, leading to a series of revolutions, coups, and short-lived republics. Amidst this political turmoil, Spain faced the daunting task of rebuilding its economy and adapting to a rapidly changing world. The loss of its American colonies, fueled by independence movements inspired by the American and French revolutions, dealt a severe blow to Spanish prestige and prosperity. The early 20th century saw Spain grappling with modernization and social change. The Industrial Revolution began to transform Spanish society, leading to the growth of cities and a new working class. Workers demanded better wages, working conditions, and a voice in government. The Spanish Civil War, erupting in 1936, was the culmination of these tensions. It pitted brother against brother, tearing the country apart. The Republicans, a coalition of leftists, socialists, and anarchists, fought for a modern democratic Spain. The nationalists, led by General Francisco Franco, yearned for a traditional authoritarian order. The war was a brutal microcosm of Europe's ideological struggles. Foreign powers intervened, with Germany and Italy supporting Franco and the Soviet Union aiding the Republicans. The bombing of Guernica inspired Picasso's masterpiece. After 3 years, Franco's nationalists emerged victorious. The victory ushered in a period of repression, censorship, and suppression of dissent. Franco's regime maintained a delicate neutrality during World War II. Following Franco's death in 1975, Spain embarked on a remarkable journey of transition. The country shed the shackles of dictatorship, embracing democracy and ushering in a new era of freedom and prosperity. The Spanish people embraced this new chapter with open arms. The adoption of a new constitution in 1978 laid the foundation for a modern democratic Spain. Spain joined the European Economic Community in 1986, further integrating into Europe. The late 20th and early 21st centuries witnessed unprecedented economic growth and prosperity. Spain's journey from dictatorship to democracy is a testament to the resilience and determination of its people. Standing at the precipice of the present, we look back at Spain's storied journey. From the earliest Iberians to the rise and fall of dynasties, Spain's history is a tapestry of conquest and resilience. We've seen Roman legions march across sun-drenched plains and Moorish swords clatter in ancient city streets. Flamenco guitars lament the Spanish Civil War and joyous celebrations of democracy. Through it all, the spirit of the Spanish people endures. Spain's legacy is etched in every cobblestone street masterpiece of art. And there we have it, a glimpse into the vast and complex history of Spain. From the ancient Iberians to the modern day, it's a story of resilience, transformation, and an enduring spirit that continues to shape this remarkable nation. But our exploration doesn't end here. If you've been captivated by the story of Spain, be sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more fascinating journeys through history. We have so much more to uncover, so many more stories to tell. Join us as we delve deeper into the annals of the past, exploring the civilizations, the conflicts, and the characters that have shaped our world. Thank you for watching, and until next time, keep exploring the echoes of history.